And we welcome you live into the EIF network. Of course, I am your host, as always, EIF owner Carney. Guys, we're getting set for our doubleheader. That's right, we've got two main event caliber matches coming your way here tonight on Superstardom. The first of two is for championship gold. Now, it's been a crazy week in EIF, not only just from the aftermath of victory votes, but in that time, we've even seen championships change hands, or a championship, I should say, as Pepsi Killer, who won a triple threat match featuring Dark Thunder and, at the time, Intercontinental Champion Prismatic Nebula. Well, Pepsi won that triple threat. It was the opening match on Victory Votes this past Saturday on the network, which you can find now on our past broadcasts. If you haven't watched that pay-per-view, or, of course, if you want to go back and continue to watch more and replay of that match and many more. But either way, focusing on the matter at hand, Pepsi Killer won the championship. Now, the Intercontinental title was defended in Superstardom rules that night, but it is a co-brand title, the only of its kind here in Extreme International Fighting. And 2 days later, on a brand that Tripod felt the advantage was gifted to him, the ED competitor competed against Pepsi Killer using his rematch clause, and yet again, Prismatic Nebula became the Intercontinental Champion. That was just 2 days after victory votes. Now, 2 days later, Tripod's going to defend against the other competitor in victory votes, Dark Thunder. Now, many people know the story. Dark Thunder hasn't won, he hasn't found success, he hasn't won a championship, he hasn't even won one EIF match. But in this case tonight, it only takes one for him to become EIF Intercontinental Champion. Also, later on tonight, in our main event, the two new undisputed world champions, Hostile Exile and Frost, will be going at it in a champion versus champion main event. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and the Viper, Randy Orton. Of course, Hostile yet again somehow coming to the surface and being able to overcome the odds of victory votes. He is now 5-0 at the special annual July event in EIF, 5-0 at victory votes after he conquered Legend Killer and Greedy in a 2 out of 3 falls match that was voted in. Meanwhile, a 25-minute finisher count would end up turning into nearly 40 minutes as Brutality and Frost were tied at 7 through 25. And yes, after nearly 3 months, Brutality's undisputed Superstardom Championship reign was not only on the line, but came to a crashing end as Frost also ended an even longer streak than that, one that nearly lasted 5 years since Frost's last Undisputed World Championship in this league. He got it. He is the new Undisputed Superstardom Champion of the world, as is Hostile with the Undisputed World title on ED. Both competitors are set to defend come SummerSlam 9 on the network on Saturday, August the 8th. But for tonight, they're going to be competing against each other. We know that those two will be our champions walking in to SummerSlam's pay-per-view. We do not know the champion for the IC title, but we might be finding out. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. This match is a no submission match, and it is for the EIF Intercontinental Championship. Introducing first, on his way to the ring from St. Louis, Missouri, representing Daniel Bryan, he is your current reigning and defending and new EIF Intercontinental Champion, Prismatic Nebula. So Tripod, also known as Prismatic Nebula, set to defend his Intercontinental Championship of just 2 brief days. That's where the reign stands. And as you did hear correct, it is a no submission match based on this man's one and only title shot that he currently has. And he cashed in, so now Tripod will not be able to rely on the S-Lock. Introducing his challenger, representing Luke Harper, Dark Thunder. Again, this is Superstardom episode number 255, and tonight Dark Thunder has an opportunity to capture this championship. The top mid-card prize in EIF, there it is, folks, the IC title. Referee making both superstars aware of what's going to be in the balance here tonight. Can Tripod retain, or will new blood once again be spilled on the Intercontinental Championship? We're about to find out. And again, this is the first of two matches here tonight on the EIF Network weekly doubleheader. Of course, every week on non-pay-per-view weeks, we guarantee you at least 2 Extreme International Fighting matches in order to keep you viewers satisfied and, of course, at least a little bit of an appetizer heading into the next pay-per-view. And it was a rough time last time. Of course, we went 4 weeks in between our big Saturday evening events, but only have a 3-week wait this time. And down to 4 pay-per-views left in WWE 2K15, which is incredibly hard to believe, just imagining the journey that we made beginning in January, a little later than we normally would with new games, and, well, it'll be living proof of it later this year when WWE 2K16 drops on October the 27th, EIF to follow up in November of this year, where we will debut on our newest game. It'll be the 10th consecutive game in the WWE series where EIF will be a part of. So very exciting. And speaking of exciting, Dark Thunder and Prismatic Nebula, maybe excitement, maybe nerves, maybe a combination of both. We're going to find out. They're going to be competing right up here for you, our viewers, for the Intercontinental Championship. And now here's the catch to people that aren't really sure how this works, because obviously you can miss a lot with not every event being streamed here on the network. But here's the thing. Now, there is a chance, and it might actually be a very good chance, that whoever wins this match can indeed walk into SummerSlam as Intercontinental Champion due to our title rule on the EIF website, which is legal.com/EIF. For any of you that may be interested joining EIF, if you haven't done so, you want to be a part of it. Great place to be, and a lot of stuff going on here in the midst of the summer, which is unfortunately feels like, as we're getting ready to head into that last month, the month of August, can sometimes be sad, but you know, EIF is just hoping to ramp it up and rev it up even beyond the month of August. So for now, though, in that rules section on the EIF website, you can see that the champion that wins tonight, even though they would have 17 days until SummerSlam, they would actually be allowed to walk in with the championship. So could be an interesting scenario here. Now, that does not mean a guarantee, because if one of these two decides to show up at any show they're eligible for the championship to be cashed in on, it makes it especially difficult with the Intercontinental Championship being that it is co-branded, because there is literally no safe show. Now, if you were the ED World Champion or Superstar World Champion, or maybe even the US or X Division, you could pick your spots and at least guarantee yourself to pretty much show up to at least one show a week. But if you're going to be trying to go on the run with the IC title, you are taking a mini vacation practically in order to be able to get to where you want to be at. And for those of you that don't know, as I mentioned earlier in our broadcast, you can now catch past broadcasts even here on the Xbox One, and of course still on your smartphone, tablets, PCs. But again, even here on the Xbox One now, for the majority of our users and viewers and followers that do use the Microsoft, broadcasts are available not at the launch of the EIF in April. Among those past broadcasts is EIF Victory Votes 2015. It was a very surprising pay-per-view, a number of twists and turns, and 6 great matchups occurring that night. 4 championships on the line, and again, if you missed Victory Votes, you missed out, but fortunately, thanks to Twitch.tv and past broadcasts, you can now catch the replay of that event 100% free, of course, courtesy of twitch.tv/EIF Network. And on that night at the pre-show, the kickoff show that started at 7 p.m., which we tend to do before every live Saturday evening event, the EIF pre-shows, 1 hour normally before each, we were able to accomplish the feat of over 1,000 viewers. As of right now, EIF is now, after tonight, of course the viewers may not be factored in yet, but EIF is close to 1,050 viewers with 116 followers going into tonight's broadcast. We can't thank you, our fans, our viewers, superstars, alumni, is so much more who went into the process, and in just, again, 3 short months, already over 100 followers and 1,000 views. So thank you again, and we hope that you've enjoyed the entertainment over the course of these last few months. And who knows, come WWE 2K16, there are a lot of questions circulating around, but come 2K16, we could end up seeing more and more and more things being streamed here on the network. And, none of that is confirmed, but, we're going to try our best. And we understand. I mean, the league definitely understands how important the EIF network has been to the success of Extreme International Fighting over the course of the last few months here on the calendar. And that's why we even started this now earlier in the summer, where we would guarantee 2 matches at least every week to be streamed on the network, because we notice it draws attention. People want to see EIF. People want to see the superstars of EIF, the commentary of EIF. They want to hear it all. And what better of a place to do it than here on the Xbox One and on the Twitch.tv app. As we get set to load into the first of our 2 main events here tonight. Again, coming up following this is going to be champion versus champion. So title implications will not be on the line, but titles will be present around the waist or on the shoulder of both the Undisputed Superstardom and Undisputed World Champion Frost and Hostile Exile, 2 longtime EIF veteran superstars, 2 EIF Hall of Famers. Well-deserving Hall of Famers, I might add. Hostile, a 2013 inductee, Frost earlier this year. And they will be going head-to-head, toe-to-toe in our main event. But Intercontinental Championship match beforehand. Dark Thunder, I mean, could you imagine your first win in EIF being for EIF's top mid-card prize? Quite the opportunity presenting itself for Dark Thunder. He had 1 title shot that was allowed for him, and now he is exercising the right to use it. And he's choosing no submission. And for people that have seen Dark Thunder compete, or people that have even went against Dark in the non-broadcast sanctions of EIF, he's mainly a superstardom guy in this league. And it's almost crippling in a way, because while Luke Harper may have some upside to him, when it comes to multi-mans, this guy is a liability and almost a handicap at that. Dark Thunder's been thrown into a lot of multi-mans. It's hard to pin and get the win off of the clothesline finisher he has. But tonight, in what could be his only one-on-one championship opportunity for who knows how long, he's using the choice of a no submission match, and it's a brilliant move, because a lot of people like to stay away from the running finishers, and Tripod does have that running knee. Now, I should point out he has won a number of matches with the running knee since acquiring Daniel Bryan at the draft in May, and Tripod has been very successful with Daniel Bryan since getting him just about 2 months ago. But the thing is, what's going to be interesting here is he has, as of late in the last couple of weeks, reverted to that yes lock in matches that he feels he's in a dire situation. And that's the thing, is tonight, if he does get his back put up against the wall from Dark, he's going to have a tough time getting out of it in a pinch. Tripod will use things to his advantage when he can. And right now, I'm not sure if the champion is all that favored in this. And again, the 3rd Intercontinental title match in just 4 days. People beginning to play title tag with it as the Versus logo flashes. We are on our way. All right, Tripod being forced to back up along with Dark. All right, guess Dark's going to turn his back to Tripod. There we go. Ding, ding, ding. And our Intercontinental Championship match is underway. Tripod going for the flying elbow. Not knee at all. It always, to me, tricks it up. Sometimes it looks like it's a finisher. Either way, headlock, and it's reverse Dark Thunder with a Russian leg sweep. Dark now backing up, giving a lot of leadway over to the champion. Tripod runs and gets him again. 4th match of the night. First one to be streamed. We have one more coming your way after this as Dark's ground grapple, or I'm sorry, Tribud's ground grapple reversed from Dark rather. Tribud attacks, referee bites, and now Dark with an opportunity. Forearm to the back of the champion. Another forearm, this time to the upper chest. Tribud with a right hand, another right hand, a left. Going for the kick, and Dark stops the momentum at there. But Tribud's kick to the midsection. Spinorama back fist. And the champion in the advantage. Dark tries to stop it belly to belly. Tribud might have clipped part of his neck on the top rope. Dark Thunder, one taunt. It works. Tribud reversed. One of 5 taunts usable from Dark Thunder. Look at the scouting report for Tribud, a guy who normally would use ring escape. Daniel Bryan doesn't present that luxury. He does present 5 taunts. Don't be surprised if you see Tribud use all 5 here in this match tonight. Right hand goes for the second right. Dark Thunder stops it. Headlock locked in for the challenger. And due to poor network performance, the voice chat feature has now been disabled. Dark Thunder with a scoop and a slam. Now the challenger in the momentum advantage. Tribud misses a running strike. Dark Thunder looking for Hurricane Rana, nobody home. Tribud running, and from behind back suplex connects for the champ. Tribud walking into victory votes after hitting his first taunt. Tribud walked in to victory votes, coming off of his first championship defense successfully as he goes for his second taunt. That's also successful, but when Tribud defeated Pepsi Killer in a one-on-one, not this past week, but in the weeks prior to guarantee himself to be the champion walking in, that was his first successful title defense in over a year. He's looking to, over 2 years actually, so he's looking to let lightning strike twice. Although the Thunder is present, not lightning. And Dark Thunder, sit out, spine buster. Tripod is down. Crucifix from Tripod. And we want to recap everybody. So, again, Pepsi Killer defeated Tripod for the championship in a triple threat with Dark Thunder Saturday at Victory Votes. 2 nights later on Extreme Distortion, Tripod invoked his rematch clause, considering that the title is co-branded, and defeated Pepsi Killer to become the new Intercontinental Champion. And that's where we are tonight, as Dark Thunder is using a title shot to go one-on-one with the champion. Now Hurricane Rana missed Tripod with a stomp to the back, but Dark Thunder avoids that. Signature in hand for Tripod. Now Dark Thunder gets one as well. Snap mirror off the rope comes the challenger with a heaping amount of momentum as that boot is stuffed into the forehead of the IC title holder. But for how much longer? Out of the corner, a scoop slam connects. It is close in momentum. If Dark Thunder was ever close to a championship thus far in his career, it is now. Tripod doing everything he can, though, to take that away. But don't forget, guys, this is a no submission match. Put an emphasis on this because Dark Thunder used a title shot to make it that match. Completely legal stipulation by doing that. He is not allowing weapons in this match, but he is also not allowing the yes lock. And that is going to put Tripod, the current defending Intercontinental Champion, in a very precarious situation. Forearm to the face, though. Tripod could be one springboard away from a finisher. He gets it off the springboard missile dropkick, and Dark Thunder gets his first of 3 ring escapes used. He's also done 1 taunt to Tripod's 2. Tripod looks like he may be giving clean entry. Dark Thunder going to go for a second taunt. He gets it. Here's the other thing, though. Is he giving clean entry so he can get the running start to that flying knee? Dark Thunder with 3 taunts left and 28% of momentum to cover. I don't know that he's going to be able to get that with 3 taunts. I think he might even realize that. He could put it to the test, though. Tripod does have outside dives, though, so it will be interesting to see where Dark Thunder places the situation. He gets up on the steps. Standing on the apron is challenger Dark. Again, Dark Thunder has not even won a match in EIF. He has this title shot gifted to him. And he's hoping as he takes a walk along the apron. Looks like he's waiting for Tripod to bite. Getting in, and let's see what happens. Finisher does not connect. Tripod didn't go for it. I was thinking he was. He cannot use the S-lock. Oh, what's it? Dark Thunder signature! Signature! Drops Tripod! How did he do that? How did he do that? Dark Thunder is waking Tripod up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Challenger, guys, watch out. Tripod is up. Knee to the ribs. clothesline, spinorama connects. Tripod is down. The champion is down. And Dark Thunder, shoulders down, hooks the leg. This could be it. You gotta be kidding me. 2. No, Tripod kicked out at 2. Oh my God. Split second away from a championship changing hands, and a dropkick connects for Tripod. Dark Thunder, that's the closest he's ever came to a championship or a win in this league. Headed to the top rope is Dark. He's uppercutted now, hanging in the balance, but oh wait, Dark Thunder might take to the skies here. He decides otherwise. Dropping down to the apron and getting in the ring. Oh no, Tripod head start, and Dark Thunder getting out. Very smart, but he's uppercutted to stay in the ring after taking an audaciously amount of long time. Dark using the ropes. Don't turn around, Dark. Champion, and finisher connects the running knee. Intercontinental Champion, shoulders down, 1, 2, and Tripod retains the championship. Very entertaining match and a valiant effort from the challenger, though. A good match to both you guys. Now we get set to move on, make sure that we are getting ready. Again, guys, Tripod, though, successful defense. Could he be the champion walking into SummerSlam? Well, we don't know the answer to that for sure yet, but we do know he is one of 4 competitors thus far named to compete in the Extreme Distortion Money in the Bank ladder match. He's joined alongside Brutality, Ratluck, and Aaron, as they'll be competing for an opportunity literally hanging in the balance. Should be very interesting there. What's interesting now, though, is going to be our championship situation. As coming up next, the 2 newest undisputed champions go toe-to-toe. In our main event, oh, Frost. Not to get out of character, although this kind of sucks. Frost, what Randy Orton will you be using tonight? Alright. I just did it over the stream. All right, and don't go away, viewers. Don't forget, our main event is coming up next. It is Frost and Hostile Exile in a one-on-one Undisputed World Champion versus Undisputed Superstardom Champion in the main event of Superstardom episode number 255. To our viewers that are EIF competitors, don't forget, tomorrow night we conclude this week's edition of shows with Fight Zone episode 70 coming your way tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And to our viewers that have not joined EIF, if you have an Xbox One WWE 2K15 Xbox Live Gold membership and an Xbox One mic, you too can be a part of the action here on the EIF network and beyond. Simply send a friend request add me or send a message to EIF owner Carney. If you haven't seen that gamer tag earlier, you will in just a couple of moments. Of course, prior to that, though, we'll be getting the entrances going for our main event. 5th and final match of the night. The following contest is our main event of the evening. This is a champion versus champion match. Introducing first on his way to the ring, representing the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He is from Chicago, Illinois, your current reigning and new EIF Undisputed World Champion, Hostile Exile. Hostile Exile on Superstardom wearing a different championship than what he normally would on the ED side of things, but the difference doesn't really matter. He's world champion yet again. He reclaims the championship he lost 4 weeks prior to the date on Saturday, where he, once again, at victory votes, I mean, we a lot of times refer to Hostile as Mr. WrestleMania. Fitting that he beat Shawn Michaels tonight and in Superstardom in general, but I mean, my gosh, this guy has quietly, to some, kept the reputation for being Mr. America, Mr. Victory Votes. 5-0, 4 World Championship matches, 4 World Championship match victories in that time. And here's the man who has been waiting to hear his introduction said like this for nearly 5 years. And now, introducing his opponent, representing the Viper, Randy Orton from New Hampshire. Please welcome your current reigning and new EIF Undisputed Superstardom Champion. Everybody, this is Frost. Nearly half a decade passed since Frost was Superstardom Champion. The last time he main evented a pay-per-view walking in as Superstardom Champion was WrestleMania 4 in 2011. March 3rd, 2011. Or March 5th, rather. No, I'm sorry, March 3rd. But as I was saying, though, it was over 4 years, nearly 5. That night, Frost retained. Will he do it again when he makes his next main event championship defense at a pay-per-view? It's SummerSlam 9 live on the EIF Network, Saturday, August 8th. And a lot of people have been talking throughout this year, really talking what brand, and it comes up every single year, but which brand has the supremacy over the other? A lot of people feel this year, more than what we've seen in previous years, is Superstardom has the leg up, and Frost is looking to prove that here tonight by defeating the ED champion. The accolades to these superstars are almost never ending at times. In between them, nearly half of 100 championship reigns, along with the fact that both superstars are Hall of Famers. 2013 induction for Hostile. Frost inducted earlier this year in March. But of course now, opportunity, as you see a network error occurred on my screen, but don't worry about that. I'm sure Xbox Live will be back up in a couple of seconds. But as I said, these two getting ready, and of course, they're going to be defending at SummerSlam. Now, Frost does not know who he'll be defending his championship against. Hostile, on the other hand, does. He just doesn't know the stipulation. That's another thing that Frost does not know. But on Saturday, August the 8th, Hostile will defend against Hybrid Maniac, Greedy, and Deathlock. So a star-studded main event for the biggest party of the summer for EIF. And of course, it's the traditional Fatal 4-Way for EIF at SummerSlam. The stipulations over the years have changed. The amount of competitors have not. So it'll be interesting to find out what stipulation occurs, and when that stipulation is announced, we will reveal it to, of course, you, the viewers, here on the EIF Network. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you follow the network. Over 100, well, now 116 followers going into tonight, and over 1,000 channel views after just 3 months. Make sure that if you haven't been a part of the EIF Network experience, you follow us today and get ready. Sit back, because it's a hell of a show, and we do it a number of times. Of course, 2 matches guaranteed per week, excluding pay-per-view weeks, and especially, SummerSlam, you're not going to get a better opportunity. You're talking 12 hours in your face EIF action, 5 championships on the line, a Money in the Bank ladder match. It almost can't get any better. It's EIF's, as often referred to, the second WrestleMania of every year. They don't come too often, neither does SummerSlam. As Hostile has joined the game, we now await for the undisputed Superstardom champion to join the fray. And no, we're not talking about that band that was good for a couple of years and now nobody knows where they are. This match, of course, normal rules, so neither superstar are allowed to use weaponry here tonight. Superstar, often known as more technical wrestling either way. And actually, I mean, if we have some dedicated viewers here tonight that have been watching the EIF network over the course of the last few months, I've really noticed, and of course the letters do stand for Extreme International Fighting, but it's not all about Extreme, and basis of EIF, its origin in 2000 really was kind of a stand-up we saw with ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling, in real life, where towards the end there, they were trying to prove, and by the way, I'm not talking about WWECW, the original Paul Heyman invention in the that lasted from the mid to late 90s into the early 2000s, and they really prided themselves off the blood and guts and the gore, but as time went on, they wanted to be known as a more technical and a wrestling product as well. And if you look at the last couple of EIF pay-per-view events, I look at Collision Course and Victory Votes in particular, those are two really good events. People talking about, people were claiming that Victory Votes was arguably the best pay-per-view of the year. And when you look at that and Collision Course, which, I mean, if you're going to call Victory Votes number one, I would imagine Collision Course cannot be that far behind it. Both of them featured little weapon use at all. Just a lot of good styled wrestling matches. These two have been able to put on those kinds of clinics in the past, although they do know what it's like to take it to the extreme as well. But we're coming off of a great Intercontinental title match, and we're hoping for a great non-title champion versus champion match in our main event here on Superstardom episode 255. Don't forget, if you're an EIF competitor, this Saturday/Sunday, either one of those 2 days, a show schedule will be listed for the upcoming week. The final week of July is upon us. Hard to believe. Still have a lot to come in that week. And of course, at some time between now and next week on Friday, the launch of EIF on Twitter will be in full effect, and we'll notify you, our loyal followers and fans here on Twitch. This loading bar is nearing the middle of the Versus logo, and when you see that VS kind of flash and sort of dim out, then you know you'll be on your way to watching what will hopefully be a very entertaining bout. A lot of speculation going on with Frost right now, too, with the championship status of Superstardom, mainly for the fact that, as we all know, he ended a 3-month reign from Brutality, and although the likely scenario would imagine one seeing Frost and Brutality duke it out in either another multi-man or perhaps a one-on-one for the streak, Brutality is in Money in the Bank at SummerSlam. He's not able to do that. And even if he were to win Money in the Bank, it is only good for the ED World Championship. Therefore, it would not work in favor. So Frost knows he's got to be having a new challenger coming his way. It's just a matter of who. Tonight, his current task, though, is Hostile as we get set for main event action. All right, Frost back up into the top right. Bottom left for Hostile, top right for Frost. Ding, ding, ding. And just like that, our main event underway here at Superstardom. Also starting out with a running attempt. Frost sideswipes it. And Frost dropped down with the atomic drop, but I mean, what about the Cloud9 wave of momentum and hype that Frost felt surrounded by the EIF universe at the time of winning his championship? The viewership went over 30, right around, I believe, roughly 50 different viewers the night of Victory Votes. Single leg takedown reversal connects for Hostile Exile. Now it's Frost's turn to back up. He runs, float over, DDT connects for the Superstardom champion. And I bet it feels great for Frost to hear that, thinking of all the years. And I mean, everybody knows, it's no secret, there was a time where Frost did take a bit of a leave of absence from Extreme International Fighting at one point, but he came back stronger than ever, came back to a Hall of Fame reception earlier this year, and he was actually one of the competitors, too, in the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 8. 2 taunts for Hostile. And Hostile is also no stranger to Should I Stay or Should I Go songs. He's made a number of exits and entrances. Right now he is world champion, though, so he's in no rush to leave. He misses the grapple, and Frost with the Orton Luthez. And now one taunt, Frost showing he has a little bit of arrogance. Frost picking up Hostile from head. Kick to the midsection is stopped. Hostile again taking him down. And look at this, a Boston Crab. Locked in for Hostile. Frost trying to near the ropes, and eventually Hostile will break the hold. Frost did not get on the ropes, I should mention. Now a Luthez from Hostile. So he has doubled the Superstardom champion in momentum, looking to get it closer to triple. That axe handle right across the bridge of the nose to Frost. And get ready, shout out to Ric Flair. Plate of chops delivered, and a third taunt as well. Hostile really in the driver's seat right now. Another plate. Hostile nearing a signature. Does he have it? No, not yet. Maybe now. Headlock locked in. He will get it. Suplex for the world champion. Dominating performance right now coming out of Hostile Exile. This is the first match either of these competitors have had since winning their respective championships, as the Heartbreak Elbow just fell short of reach to the Superstardom champion. As I said, their first match since winning their championships 4 days ago. Frost up to both feet, Hostile to the outside on one of 3 ring escapes eligible for tonight's match. On the apron is Hostile. Springboarding into the ring. He's the only one of his of the four competitors in that SummerSlam main event to be in action here tonight. Hostile trying to get a little bit of rehearsing done, I should say, as much practice as possible. Reverse suplex while arm wrapped around the throw neck area of Frost. 4 taunts for Hostile. Frost is getting up quick, but that's not going to stop Hostile from finishing a rather quick taunt using the Heartbreak Kid. And okay. That's on the network. The 2 superstars melt like gelatin into the ring. Frost is up and out. Advantage taken for the Superstar champion. DDT connects. Somewhat comical, but then again, you wouldn't be surprised if you play 2K15 as long as we have. Orton Luthez from Frost. And now a Luthez from Sean, aka Hostile. He's going to go to the middle rope, so no area for... Oh, Hostile to the outside with an axe handle. From the middle rope to the outside. Logic not making sense there, but hey, neither did the melting aspect of our match. Maybe Hostile's getting Frost to the boiling point since they were already at the melting point. We'll just move on from that bad joke and move on. Sweet chin music missed, and the RKO connects. RKO connects out of nowhere. No, not even a 2 count though. Hostile has not been damaged. Hope you guys like that joke. Russian leg straight from Hostile. And yes, Hostile with just 1 taunt left. I think he's going to use it. He does. Frost, on the other hand, with just 1 taunt used, he also got a finisher. He may not be reversing a lot in this match, but he got the all-important one, avoiding the sweet chin. That RKO, though, not enough to put Hostile away after not taking enough damage in the match. Trying to go up top. Will Hostile fly? Yes, he will. Axe handle. This time it connects while being inside the ring. That, somewhat logical. Frost with comeback, but Hostile's Luthez prevents him from getting the early jump on it. Frost needs a reversal now. He's got it. Clothesline already reversed, and Hostile takes the comeback option out just like that. Stomp onto the back leg of Frost. Frost rolled over, stomp to the stomach. Frost rolls out of that. Hostile and Frost both backing up a bit. Hostile teeter-tottering here on what to do next. Goes for the running elbow to the face. Frost catches him after Hostile can't make the reach. And a neckbreaker for the Superstardom champion, but he is tired. Frost went through a grueling match, and Hostile went through a grueling set of matches. That's why both superstars were given the night off for Extreme Distortion. Much needed rest. And Hostile reversed again from Frost. Momentum. Second taunt. Hostile back grapple reversal. Drop kick misses. Forearm to the back. Frost climbing back. And Hostile climbing up though. Climbing up towards a second finisher that would be in possession. The first one was reversed earlier. Another axe handle to the cross bridge of Frost's nose for Randy Orton. Tough move to reverse. And let's see if the sweet chin will be any tougher than it was the first time when Frost reversed it. Hostile unsure of what to do. Ring around the rosy for the undisputed world champion. Hostile using the ropes, or Frost rather using the ropes to get up. An elbow to the face. Frost with a right hand. Drop kick to follow up, and he's got a signature. Superstardom's champion is still in this. Hostile misses the grapple. The two flinch. Headlock locked in for Hostile. Frost is up and goes back down. Suplex connects. What is Hostile doing? Oh no. I think he's going in the... Hostile is tuning up the band in the corner. Hostile looks exhausted though. He's trying to do it. Does he have enough in the tank? He does! Frost goes down. And in slow motion for you thanks to lag. But so is Hostile. And Hostile uses comeback just to be able to get up in time, just when you thought typical Shawn Michaels, and he gets the win. Undisputed World Champion comes on Superstardom and takes it to the brand's champion. An entertaining match. We thought Hostile was out at the end, but it's not the first time we've seen Shawn Michaels sporadically get up like that. An entertaining match, an entertaining set of matches here on the EIF Network. We want to thank you for tuning in here tonight. Remind you one last time, if you haven't subscribed to follow the EIF Network, do so now. If you haven't been a part of EIF, if you have the Xbox One, make sure you go to our website, leaguelineup.com/EIFlives. There's my gamer tag for all you Xbox One gamers out there that want to make direct contact with the owner of EIF. That's me, EIF owner Carney. But otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Have a great night. We'll see you next time right back here on the EIF Network. Good night, everyone.